Welcome back. I'm here with Clay Nesler, Vice President, Global Sustainability and Industry Initiatives at Johnson Controls. Welcome, Clay.
Hey, welcome.
Hi.
So, Clay, it's been a year or two since you've been at VERGE. So,
One year.
Okay, well, we keep track. So, what have you been working on since then?
Yeah, I've been traveling a lot. In a couple minutes, I'm going to talk a little bit about, I'm spending a lot of time in China, and I'm going to talk a little bit about public-private partnerships. But one of the things I'm most excited about is the work that we're doing, something called the Sustainable Energy for All Building Efficiency Accelerator. And that's another public-private partnership. But we partner with cities all around the world, particularly to emerging economies in the developing world, and we're helping them improve the efficiency of their built environment, both public buildings and private. And it's a really great initiative. We're working with 28 cities, and we have 40 partners. We have non-governmental organizations, we have companies, we have lots of stakeholders around the world all rallying around building efficiency.
So how did you pick the 28 cities to work with? Did they have to apply or?
Yep, there is criteria, and this is something that we started about 3 years ago as part of the Sustainable Energy for All initiative, part of the United Nations.
Is it SE for All?
Yeah, SE for All,
yeah.
Right. And the World Resources Institute,
yes.
Based in Washington, D.C., kind of coordinates that, and we're fortunate enough to be the industry co-convener for that group. Cities basically sign up to implement one policy, which will drive investment in energy efficiency, implement one demonstration project that demonstrates the value of what they've done, and then they have to track and report progress on an annual basis. And our scalability model, and it's all about scale, of course. Buildings are a very important target for reducing greenhouse gas emissions and creating jobs and all the great things that come from efficiency. The scaling model is people tend to start small, then they get more ambitious. We're working in Mexico City. They audited 4 buildings. They did a retrofit. The savings were great. Now they want to do a large percentage of buildings. Now Guadalajara and Merida are seeing what Mexico City's doing. They're interested in doing similar things. So what we find is that we start small, dig deep, go horizontal country by country. So Colombia is a great country, working Bogota and Medellin. So I think it shows great potential in being able to spread best practices quickly.
They're obviously seeing the payoff. Is it influencing policy?
Absolutely. In fact, that's one of the elements here is we require political leadership, right? The mayor of the city signs off on this. And without the policy to enable and overcome barriers, it's very hard to get the work done.
Wow.
And then projects just make the result of those policies visible to everyone in the city. The cities also share their best practices and their challenges with the network of 28
Nice.
cities around the world. So there's a lot of learning there as well as recognition through the Sustainable Energy for All initiative.
Nice.
And if they're not part of the 28 cities, is there a way for other cities to access this information?
Yeah, absolutely. Everything's in the public domain, obviously, and many of our partners are organizations like C40 Cities, like ICLEI, UN Environment. So what we're doing is we're not trying to create something new. It's called an accelerator because we know people are doing good work. We know some cities are going at 100 kilometers per hour and they'd like to go 200. Some are starting at 10 and they'd love to get to 20. So wherever cities are at, we can go in and bring global resources, expertise, knowledge, and tools to help them go a little bit faster. So we're not trying to invent something new. We're taking the collective best practices and resources around the world to help everyone just go a little bit further, faster.
So what about, organizations like Institute for Market Transformation that has really been doing a lot of work in terms of the energy disclosure policies and mandates across a number of U.S. cities?
They're one of our partners, right.
So does that make sense for one of those cities to obviously be one of the 28 within your energy efficiency thing?
Yeah, we have both aspirational cities and inspirational cities. Okay. So Tokyo, which has a cap and trade over the 1,100 largest buildings in their city, is way out there. They know they can do better, and the other cities have a lot to learn from them. We also have the capital of Mongolia, okay?
Whoa.
They're a little more aspirational. But this point of benchmarking and disclosure, We're finding amazing interest in that in China, believe it or not, right? So working on adopting and
Cool.
piloting those kind of processes. So that is a very valuable part of the initiative.
That's exciting.
Great. Well, we'll hear a little bit more about that up on the main stage.
Great.
Thanks a lot. We've been with Clay Nesler with JCI.
Yes,
Elaine?
thank you so much, Clay.